doing what it was intended to do. Everybody knows this story, but I don't think we can tell this story too much. Before FDR got Social Security passed, you would work your entire life, and not just work. You would work at your job and raise your family, but you would be the Little League coach. You would be on the parish council, and you would be on the PTA. You would do all the things that all of you have done throughout your life outside of your work, and then you would retire, and vastly more than 50% of American seniors, as soon as they retired, would be in poverty. I mean, there's just something so unjust about that. After all the contribution and all the work, not only to help your family, but help society, that you would then be under poverty. And so that's why FDR said, we're going to create Social Security. And when it was initially created, it was a more modest program, and then it's expanded. But instead of far greater than 50% of seniors living in poverty today, it's about 10%. Now that's 10% too many, but that's a dramatic change. Social Security was intended for a reason, and it's met that reason. And we absolutely have to first do no harm, make sure we protect something that has worked and worked so well. And this is something that Hillary Clinton and I are just rock solid committed to. It's working. And we're not going to fool around with it in ways that will make it not. First, we oppose the kind of privatization schemes that both Donald Trump and Governor Pence have promoted in the past. Donald Trump now says he's not for it, but he wrote an earlier book before this one, and another book that he wrote, he said privatization will be good for all of us, and that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. The Ponzi scheme thing is a really kind of a vicious charge. It basically says Social Security is wrapped, and when you read what he means by that, he doesn't like the fact that current workers are chipping in money to pay for current retirees. He would rather it be current workers chip in money that go into an account that then they could get later on in life. And he doesn't like the fact that current workers chip in money that go to current retirees. And so he calls that a Ponzi scheme as if it's some kind of racket. I just call it shared responsibility. I'm a current worker, and I have no problem as a worker in the workplace chipping in to support the people who have been my elementary school teachers and Little League coaches and my own parents. I've got no problem with that notion. That's just a community thing. It's not a Ponzi scheme. And then when Governor Pence was a congressman, he really was probably the chief cheerleader in Congress for Social Security privatization. Even after President Bush decided, I'm probably not going to be able to get this through Congress, Governor Pence continued on it. So there's a real difference between these tickets on Social Security. We will protect and preserve it. We will look for ways to make sure that it stays stable and solvent for a long time to come. We won't change the way the CPI is calculated to the less favorable change CPI that some of you have read about. There's different proposals with respect to the CPI adjustment every year, and there's some that would be really tough on seniors, and we're not going to support them. We're going to make sure that we maintain a CPI that's fair and that isn't stacked against you. And so that is our commitment to you, and I will just tell you, rock solid, we've never wavered off it. We haven't written books praising privatization. Now I have to come and cover our tracks. When I challenged Governor Pence on this the other day at the debate, I said, you guys supported privatization. No, we didn't. I said, well, Donald Trump wrote a book and he said he supported it. No, he didn't. I said, well, just go check the book out. And we're not having to cover our tracks. We've been supporters of this program because we know how important